Hello everybody, I'm Dan and welcome to Tales from Retail. Yes, the first episode of my new Reddit series. And I choose retail because I've worked in retail. We all know from working in retail, this job would be great if it wasn't for all the fucking customers. These are tales taken from the Reddit Tales from Retail, basically like the title of the video says. So we're going to jump into the first one because I kind of feel like killing my soul. That's illegal. Just because he's okay with it doesn't mean you should sell it to him. By Reddit user JE_25. Only the other 24 JEs underscores was taken. This happened a few years ago. I worked for one as a sales rep for one of the larger phone carriers in the US. It was a slow night and the store was empty when this guy came in. He wanted to upgrade his phone 1, in brackets P1, don't know what that means, which he had just got 2 months ago on monthly payments. He also was not on our upgrade program. He had already decided he wanted phone 2, P2 in brackets. At this point, he owed about 550 on P1. Damn. And the trading value was only about $100. Yeah, trade was horrible rates at the time. I told him about this and he said didn't care. Then he went on for about 10 minutes bragging about how he just got a raise. He's making crazy money. He can afford to buy 5 of the P2. I just sat there listening to him. And I told him, and I wasn't recommending trading in P1 because he would still have to make monthly payments on the remaining balance, plus another monthly payment for P2, which was the more expensive phone. I should note, he wasn't the primary on the account. His wife was. See where this is going. But he was authorized. I asked if his wife would be okay with it, and he said he didn't need her permission to do what he wants. He ended up trading in P1 again in P2, plus he spent over $400 on accessories. All along, I continued to recommend that he not do this before making a sale or trading. I got a manager involved, so he could talk to the customer and make sure the customer understood what he was doing. In all, I told him about 7 times, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not to do it. Plus my manager, twice. Still did it. So after the sale, following the see ya procedure, I made notes in the account detailing everything that happened. Fast forward 2 days, the store gets a call and they asked for me. It was customer service who had the wife on the phone and wanted to talk to me. The key is here. I'll be me, the wife will be TW, and the customer service will be CS.
Thank you for calling. This is Dave. Hi Dave, I have TW on the phone and you want to talk about the sale you made to her husband? Okay, what can I do for you, TW? Do you think what you did was okay? I'm sorry, what was that? Do you think what you did was okay? Taking advantage of my husband? I'm not sure what you mean. You convinced my husband to buy a new telephone and you took his 2-month-old phone and gave him basically nothing for it. I understand, ma'am. I informed your husband many times about what would happen and recommended multiple times that he should not do that. Well, this is bad business and unethical. You should have not sold him anything. I am a business owner. I would never take advantage of a customer the way you did. If you knew it was a bad idea, it's your job not to sell it. Madam, I made sure. Seriously, what you did is unethical and wrong. Do you understand that? What you did is illegal. You can't sell it to him if you think it's wrong. I know that. You should not have sold it to him. We want the phone he traded back. We are also retaining all the accessories you sold him. This is so messed up.
Now I'm getting annoyed for being blamed for this. It's clear the husband told her a different story. I didn't mention to her, people do things like this at least once a month.
Okay, I made every effort to help your husband. He came into our store bragging about how much money he's making and how he can buy whatever he wanted. Even 5 of these phones. That said, I even got my manager involved so he could hear it from someone else. You could have... Oh, even your manager was in on it? Wait till I talk to corporate about your store's unethical tactics. Okay, at this point, there's nothing I can do for you on the phone. You can return the accessories, and if you'd like, you can talk to my manager about what happened when you get here. Anything else I can do for you? Tell me why you sold the phone to him and thought it's okay to do so. Madam, as I told you, you can discuss this with my manager when you get here. Anything else I can do for you? Yeah. Answer my last question. This is just bad business. Once again, madam, there's nothing on the phone I can do for you. We'll gladly help you in the store. When you get here, have a nice day.
The one thing I was not going to tell her over the phone is that once her husband traded in the phone, there was not a way to get it back, as all tradings are final. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. His trading phone was already shipped out. The couple came in later that day and she was pissed. The husband, however, didn't say a word. I'll skip to the dialogue on this one because it was way too long. Simply put, my manager backed up the entire time. He helped them return the accessories. I couldn't help myself and went over there. and started repeating everything that the husband had bragged to me about, and I even added the line about how he didn't need his wife's permission. The look she gave him when I said that was the best redemption I could ever have. He tried blaming everything on me, and how I was able to bury him for it. After all, she lightened up a bit. She then returned a new phone, removed his name as authorized user, and bought him a flip phone. Oh my god, that was not just a case of a bad customer, that was the revenge on that one. That was beautiful. Where are the Heelys by user kid_spectre? By the way, if you don't know what Heelys are, they're those shoes with the wheel on the back heel, which kids use to fly around stores and shops in, get in the way, and you kind of want to trip them up because they're annoying. You know what I'm on about. I used to work at a fairly large sporting goods store. This was a while ago, back when Heelys was still a thing. Are they still a thing? Yes. Yes, they are, sadly. They are still a thing. Our store received a promotional display with a large 3-foot sign with red lettering that said, Heelys! In the form of the sole of his shoe. There's a large spinning wheel in it too. It was pretty cool. The kids loved it. However, for some reason the sign was absolutely invisible. Like somehow the company put on special paint that made it invisible to the eyes of adults. This must be the same paint they used to make out of order signs. Anyway, here is the story. Where are your Heelys? A woman demands as she approaches me in the shoe department. I've been through this whole store and I can't find them. I was told they're here. Yes, ma'am, I'll take you to them. I bring it to display and think a little bit obvious because of the large sign, but I put my hand on the display and for the little extra obviousness and turn around going, here you are, madam. The woman continues to stare at me, eyes locked on me like a hawk. Oh, I started to gesture to the large sign that said Heelys, but she still couldn't see it. I even tried to do a little Vienna white gesture towards the sign display. I don't know what that means. Still nothing. By this point, I'm gesturing with 2 hands towards the sign display and individual shoes on the display. Nope, she just stared at me like I was mime acting out to your invisible box routine. They are right here, madam. Where? She has thrown up her arms and finally drawn her eyes away from me, looking 10 feet above my head. Where are the Heelys? She practically yells to the heavens. I turn my head slowly to see where she's looking. I start to think this must be some kind of practical joke or some kind of candy camera. Standing in the presence of something as dense as a neutron star is causing a violent reaction in my brain and I have my first aneurysm. My co-worker, who was watching the entire scene play out, finally managed to put on a straight face and come to my rescue. Hey ma'am, are you looking for Heelys? He asks calmly. Yes! He says, frustrated with the service that I had been providing. I'm not sure if we have some in stock right now, but if you follow me, I'm sure we can find some. He tells her, leading her away from the display. You gotta do half a circuit around the store before returning back to the same place in front of the Heelys display where the whole incident took place. I'm sorry, madam. They had the display on the power aisle earlier. It was half truth. It was, in fact, in the power aisle last month, but moved to the shoe department because people kept blocking the entire aisle, crowding around the display. I know we're expecting a new shipment soon. I would check back early next week. Oh well, thank you for your time, she tells him as she casually leans against the large, obnoxious Heelys display. This guy's a magician. I bring her to what she wants, she gets mad at me, my co-worker makes her walk around the store for nothing, and she's grateful for it. No problem, madame. Enjoy the rest of your day, he tells her, and we wait until she's out of earshot. He turns to me and completely loses it. For 5 minutes he cannot stop laughing. Then stands in front of the Heelys display, throws up his arms and shouts to the heavens, where are the Heelys? Whenever a customer asks where the Heelys are, I can tell them right down there and look down. You can't miss it. I never went near that display if I could help it. Edit, this was a long time ago, like fresh out of high school a long time ago. I'd not yet picked up the skills to effectively communicate with customers and I had effectively grown up getting the verbal staff room by the adults around me when asking vague questions. So I'd grown up asking specific questions to get specifically what I wanted and assumed that adults were expected the same as well. So retail was a big welcome to the real world for me. Welcome to the world of retail. That's all I have to say. That total doesn't seem right. By user, GreaseBoy69. Nice. I work at a drugstore that also has photo printing services. This incident happened a few weeks ago during peak holiday season. A lady and her husband came in to use a self-service photo kiosk and prints off, we'll say 173 photos. While they're printing, she shops around while her pictures are printing and picks out one item. I don't remember what it was, but we'll say it was a cheap chapstick. Probably less than $4. Once her photos are done printing, she brings the pictures plus her chapstick up to the counter and hands me a coupon for $1 off healthcare items. Now, we're really busy, and the way our system works, you have to scan a barcode for 4x6 photos and enter the quantity to make sure the system calculates the total. The max you can enter is 99. So if it's more than 99, you have to scan it a second time and do the math mentally to calculate the difference. That's a huge line. So I really don't feel like taking the extra 5 seconds to figure it out. Usually when I do this, I err on the side of caution and intentionally undercalculate by a couple of photos to avoid someone coming back in saying I overcharged them. So I scan it once for 99, then a second time for like 40. I admit, this is my mistake. But it was holidays and I was feeling generous. Could have done that. I scan for chapstick and the coupon rejects. Because chapstick doesn't qualify as a healthcare item. I explain that we can't use that coupon, and her husband immediately says very aggressively, I am a lawyer, and if you're going to make coupons like this, I'd need to specify what quantifies and what it doesn't. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, no problem, we'll write that over for you. So I void the transaction and re-ring it in. This time, I take my time to make sure I ring them for exactly the amount of photos they got. I write over the coupon and tell them the total, which is now like $4 or $5 more than the previous one. I explain what I did on the previous transaction and that I did that because I was in a hurry. But for the sake of accuracy, I've done everything correctly this time. They huff a little and leave. I got about my day. About an hour later, the wife comes back and says her total doesn't seem right. Please tell me you have a sign up saying, please check receipts as no mistake can be redeemed afterwards. I'm like, okay, let's take a look at the receipt. We go over it together. I say, okay, you got 173 photos. They're like 39 cents each. I punch into the calculator. That equals XX plus your chapstick, which was $3.29, minus your $1 coupon. That makes your total XX. He says, ha! You charged me for more than that, see? Points at the total. Yes, madam. That's tax, which is calculated at 0.7%. Enter that into a calculator, and we get the exact amount on her receipt. She's looking really confused. She frowns and says, that still doesn't seem right. Sorry, cat, did you math? But let me tell you, I never cut corners to help someone out again. I used to do that. Used to help people. In retail. You know, it shoved in your face. Not easy being nice. Okay, this is our final story for this episode. Real lightsabers by user RS3197. Real lightsabers. Hi, this is one of my encounters from 2 of my customers. Oh dear God in heaven, I feel sorry for you already. A bit of a background here. Me and a friend of mine own an online business store that sells toys, collections and hobby items. One of the items we are selling are toy lightsabers. The ones made out of polycarbonate tubes, but it's good for collectors, cosplayers, and is sturdy enough to be used for dueling. We're clear about the categories of our items, toys and hobby items. When we post our products, especially on the captions itself, we specify the description and the functions, and even have actual pictures of the items in the post, so that there was only a minimum questions that the customers would require to ask from us. At least they got the details down immediately. Take note, we have pictures of both lightsabers turned on to show the light effect, turned off to show what the polycarbonate tube looks like, and the blade of the lightsaber. So, on to the exchange with 2 of the customers through private messaging that had me infuriated by all means. Customer sees screenshot of the product. It's real. I was confused with the message, so then I sent this. Hi, we have 2 hilt colour variants with a model available on hand. It's for price, if you're interested. Can I request a sample video of the saber? We couldn't send a sample video immediately because the one we had is being edited. It was a demonstration skit to some parts had to be cut out. So I don't have any access to it. So instead I apologise and give the customer up close and sample pictures of the lightsaber itself. We do apologise, but we can't send any videos of the sabers yet. Here are some of the close-up pics of the saber itself so you can see the details on the hints. It's real blade? Me confused with the question because why would it be a real blade? The lightsaber, it's not made by the hacksmith for crying out loud. Plus years of phone customer service taught me to keep a positive phrasing and not to outright say no unless they're being very stupid already. The blades are made out of 36-inch polycarbonate tube with a 1-inch diameter.
Yeah, I see the video and the sharpness of the blade.
This person's never seen Star Wars. At this point, I was already stressing out because I clearly stated that the blade of the lightsaber was a tube. A tube? A tube? And not an actual blade. We will send you a video momentarily. As for the blade, it's polycarbonate tube. A tube! To represent the lightsaber's laser blade. It is not made out of a sharp material.
I will buy item, but I will wait for the video and sample use.
I sent him the video of the lightsaber, which was supposed to be for our demo video.
That's a blade or toy, sir or madam.
I didn't get if that was a question or a statement, but I answered anyway. At this point, I was already passive-aggressive because of the stupid questions. The customer clearly wasn't looking at the pictures nor the descriptions we had in the post. As I mentioned in the post, the previous message, the blade is made up of polycarbonate tube. A tube! It's not an actual blade, this is a toy lightsaber best for collectors, cosplayers, and duelists. End of conversation, customer scene zoned down to me. Okay, now we're going on to customer number 2. It's customer number 1. Now we're on 2. Customer, this is a rather short conversation, but still stupid. On the onset of the chat, the customer immediately asked a question. It's laser heard or light? I was still reading from that previous conversation with the other customer, and this guy appears and asks a stupid question. Hello, the lightsaber blades are made of a polycarbonate tube. Light and shock? Me controlling the airs to stop myself from calling out the customer and not reading the descriptions of our items. This blade is similar to a flashlight LED which lights up the blade to produce a laser blade. The light does have a flashing effect, but it does not have any electric shock that may cause harm to the user. Why would we sell weapons when it was obviously we sold toys? It's not a goddamn store description. End of conversation, customer scene zoned out. Oh my. People need to get a grip. A tight grip. On reality. Seriously. That's going to be it for tonight's episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is a whole new thing to me. If you liked it, hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you have any other Reddits you want me to do. I have a couple more lined up. But until then, if you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I will see you guys in the next one, and hopefully we can rush back some of my soul.